even need to review this? They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and these first few seconds of gameplay pretty much write the whole review themselves. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I did accidentally beat this dumpster fire, so why not? It's no secret that I love chase view rail shooters, quite possibly my favorite genre. I keep a little blog called the Rail Shooter Archive to keep tabs on every entry in the genre I can find. So when Retro Space Fighter showed up on the Switch shop for $5, I said, heck with it, why not? How bad could it be? You'd think I would have learned my lesson by now, as this is the 6th time this has happened. Yes, there are now 6 different, utterly terrible rail shooters available on Switch. Christ, they're almost embarrassing all lined up like this. 3, look at my retro glowy grid, woo games, and 2 serious space shooter games. And Flying Girl Striker, which is somehow the least embarrassing of the lot. Somehow. It's not good. So, Retro Space Fighter has you flying forward through a tunnel set to some vapor-wavy music while you shoot at glowy robot bugs. To its credit, I'm not spamming homing missiles, and I can hit things with my forward weapon. But, as you can see, you move at the speed of slow. Heck, the whole game does, just plodding along through an endless tunnel shooting at enemies. That alone would be enough of a turnoff, but it gets worse. You use the right trigger to fire a normal shot, and the left to fire a spread shot. You can hold them down and keep firing, but there's a heat gauge at the top of the screen that fills as you fire and drains when you don't. Shoot too much in this shooter and you're locked out of shooting until your meter drains back down to 0. This meter does not drain nearly fast enough. As such, you will find yourself overheating and having to sit there doing nothing for lengthy amounts of time. Speaking of which, they don't exactly throw a lot of enemies at you either. Not that you could handle much more of them due to the sheer overwhelming slowness of the game. You do get power-ups though by shooting the colored meteors, which allow you to cure status ailments, activate double damage, no heat mode, fire a big explodey ball, or give you shields. However, while shooting the glowing meteors gives you power-ups, it does not destroy the respective meteors, which I found very hard to hit. I usually got hit by the meteors in the process of snagging a power-up. Not that it matters, the game gives you a ludicrous amount of health, so much so you may as well be invincible. Which is good, because visually the game is a mess. Enemies are usually too far away and obscured by the environment and the glow of the background. And as they get closer, I found myself frequently being unable to tell the glowing pink enemies from the glowing pink meteors. Everything is just a glowy glow mess, utterly indecipherable from each other. Eventually, you'll run into a boss which shoots at you and then sends out minions and shoots again. Once defeated, it's on to the next stage, which is the same as the current stage, but with a different color palette song and a new enemy or 2. Rinse and repeat 6 times and you're done. There's an endless mode, but oh my god, I want this to end, please! Also, let's take a minute to appreciate how this game uses commas instead of decimal points. Classy. I don't know what else there is to say. Slow, clunky, and overall embarrassing, not to mention boring, this game isn't worth your $5. It's not worth any money, as there is no fun or joy to be had at all. There is no reason to play this game. And sadly, it may not even be the worst rail shooter on Switch. It's a hard call, but so many of these are just so bad. We'll have to cover them later. Either way, I beat this mess. I could post a long play if I wanted to. I did it. We done. Fuck this game. 1 out of 5. You want a good rail shooter? Get hyped for Ex-Zodiac. There's a demo up on Steam, so just snag that and enjoy. I backed it, and there's 2 more stages in the backer demo now. It's good and completely embarrasses every single rail shooter currently available on Switch. There's also a game called Whisker Squadron, which is supposed to be like a procedurally generated Star Fox up on Kickstarter right now. Backing that too, and I will not let that game turn out like the disasters currently on Switch, even if I have to fly down to the dev's house and start smacking heads around. Maybe back that too or something. Anyway, this is Gel, and you've been Game Babble. See ya.